Hey y'all. Happy Sunday. Hey Queens, y'all come on in, hit the like button. Make sure you go and tell a friend. Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Hey Anita. She says hello everyone, happy Sunday. Hey Vanita. She says, hey, two chicks and chat family. Hope all is well with everyone I liked and shared. Thank you, Queen. Hey, Darcel. How are you, Queen? She says, good evening. Hey, Queen Charlene. How are you? Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Sunday, y'all. Y'all come on in and hit the like button. Make sure you go and tell a friend. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope y'all had a wonderful day. Hey, Lisa. Lisa says hello. Hey, Queen. Is it Chakula? She says, hey. Bonita says, hello, Carol and Tan. Hope all is well. I liked and shared. Thank you, Queen Bonita. Hey, HW. HW says, hi, lady. How are you? It's been a minute for me. Well, welcome back, HW. I am great. Hey, Knit and Crochet. How are you, Queen? Hey, Lavon. Lavon, how are you? Lisa says, I finally got your live. Well, welcome, Queen. She says, happy Sunday. Hey, Dr. J. Dr. J says, like, thank you. Hey, Queen Leonica. She says, hey, Carl, happy Sunday, liked and shared. Thank you, Queen. Hey, Queen Elsie. She says, hi, ladies. Dr. J says, hi, Carl, and chat, and happy Sunday, everyone. Okay, Holly. Oh, okay. Okay, Dana. Hey, Wit Wit. Wit Wit says, hey. Happy Sunday, everyone. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hey, Queen Jerry. She says, hello, beautiful people. Dana says, happy Sunday. Thank you, Queen. Leonica says, hey, everyone in the chat. Peaches says, most people wouldn't care about the felon-friendly. She says, but thanks so much for catering to our audiences and job seekers. Thank you. Thank you, Peaches. We try. Leonica says, hey, Knit and Crochet. Hey, Miss Q. She says, hey, everyone. Hey, Melody. She says, happy Sunday to all my fellow felons. Laugh out loud. I saw the nail and thought, I know, laugh out loud. Hey, Kathy. Kathy says, hello to everyone. Dr. J says, Carl, I finally completed my first mystery shop. She got it scheduled for July the 9th with 5 guys. All right. Okay, Queen, congrats. Say Earl got to share some of that 5 guys food. Thank you, Darcel. Hey, Queen Beatrice. She says, happy Sunday, guys, girls, and chat, liked and share. Thank you. Jerry says, hey, Leonica. Hey, Hustling Helen. She says, hey, everybody, liked and share. Melody says, yay, clap, clap. Leonica says, hey, Jerry. Lisa says, congrats. And Leonica says, hey, Helen. She says, hey, Beatrice. Helen says, hey, Leonica. Well, we got some good news up on the screen, everybody. So if y'all got any good news to share, now would be the time to drop it in the chat. Okay, Leonica. We understand, Queen. Dr. J says, hey, Helen. Hey, Shell. She says, hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. Finally able to get on a live for a few. Thanks for all your hard work. Any advice for small business owners will like and share? I like the many variations of jobs. What type of job, Queen, are you looking for? And thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Helen says, hey, Dr. J. Dana says, yesterday had to get that strong resume. Today I'm dropping it like it's hot. Okay, Queen. Helen says, I started doing Pillar 8 the other day and I have about 13 on there. Okay, Helen. Congrats on the 13, Queen. Hustling Helen. Hustling Helen. This is Hustling Helen, everybody. She got about 50, I think. 50 plus side hustles, I want to say. She'll let me know if I'm wrong, but I think it's 50 something. 50 plus side gigs and side hustles. Anybody else got any good news? Tan will not be joining us tonight. She is on a plane headed to Timbuktu. But now she is on the plane for real. She's going to the West Coast. So y'all won't see her tonight. Helen said, yeah, it's something like that. Okay. Laugh out loud. Dr. J says, Kara, I saw your VIP Kid short going to research it. So VIP Kid is one of those teaching / tutoring companies similar to Cambly. So if that is your thing, Queen, I would say check it out. Shell says, there is something for everyone with the many jobs. You should also have an egg in the basket with Market Force coming soon. All right, Queen, go ahead. Congrats on Market Force. Dana says, I'm on several surveys totaling around $150. All right, Dana. Congrats. Hey, K Queen. She says, hi. Dr. J says, going. Pillar 8 is the one where you are reading those scripts. And we've talked about it before several times. I think I made like a stream about them a while ago. But it is a side hustle. Hey, Carla, long time no see. She says, hey, Carla, hey, chat, like and share. Thank you, Queen. Lisa says, I had a girl is me about information on jobs for people on disability. So it depends, Lisa, on how much they can make per month. They can do any job, totally up to them, but it just depends on, because I know it's a certain amount people on disability cannot go over. So I would say if that is the case, maybe find something flexible. Like some of the beginner companies, they're very flexible. I'll put a link here, Queen, if you want to take a look and check them out. Let me see. A lot of these are flexible, part-time. Just make sure that they hire in your state before you apply, because a lot of them are, I think all of them are, state specific. So just check that first before you apply to the companies. And I just put the link in the chat. Kay says, I will check it out. Okay. Dr. J says, hey, Carla. Lisa says, okay, thanks. Kay says, I'm so sick of these surveys. Hey, I understand. Carla says, hey, Dr. J. She says, how are you? Beatrice says, hi, Leonica. How are you? Dana says, how can I become eligible? Subscribe, like, share, Leave us a comment, Dana, under the videos that you have shared and interact with us on the live streams. Hopefully, we will be giving away one in July. We probably give this one away that I have in July. Carla says, hey, Leonica. Hey, sis. Leonica says, I'm doing good. About to eat dinner. I will be back. She says, how are you, Beatrice? And she says, hey, sis, Carla. Anybody else got any good news they want to share for the family? Y'all be sure to put it here in the chat. If you are new to the channel or just new to working from home, let me know that in the chat. I do have a link to a list of beginner-friendly companies. Leonica says, congrats, Helen. I haven't been on Pillar 8 in a while. Helen says, thank you, Leonica. She says, I like it. I do it here and there. She says, I think I've done about 6 recordings so far. Okay, Helen, that's not bad. Not bad at all, Queen. And I do have a link for Pillar 8, but I got to find it. So let me look for that. And again, if anybody here is new to working from home and you need to know where to start, I do have a list of beginner-friendly companies that I don't mind putting here in the chat. Hey, Fourth Thorness, how are you, Queen? She says, happy Sunday, Carl. I like. Elsa says, do you have the call center for the 6 call center QA, Queen? I do. If that's the one you're asking me about, I'm thinking that's the one. The mystery shop company. So call center QA, make sure you guys get that one in the basket. It is a side hustle that pays $6 to $8 per call. Their recruiter reached out at the beginning of June, and she is looking for people to do telephone mystery shop. Easy side hustle. So if you are interested in that one, the link is in the chat. You do not need to do an interview. They are not going to call you for that. Don't have to have a resume. Carla says, congrats, Helen. Fourth Thorny says, happy Sunday, Carolyn. Chat, I liked and shared. Thank you, Queen. Helen says, thank you, Carla. Shell says, what keeps me coming back to this channel is you all being so enthusiastic and positive. She says, but when it comes to the business questions from earlier, I started a small one last year, just general tips. What type of business is it, Shell? Let me ask that. Dr. J says, shared the live stream. Thank you, Queen. Elsie, okay, I figured that was it, Elsie. So I put it in the chat, Queen. Hey, Miss Tony. She says this information is priceless. Thank you, Queen. Thank you so much. Deonica says, hey, Fourth Thorness. She says, awesome, Helen. So check out call center QA. Telephone mystery shop site. If you are new, this is an easy egg to get in the basket. If you are new to our channel, welcome. I am Carol Tan, is my business partner. Together, we are Two Chicks with the Side Hustle. And on this channel, we talk about all things remote. Sometimes we will give side gigs and side hustles that are outside of the home, such as mystery shop. If you are new, let us know that in the chat so that I can put in the beginner friendly link. So pillar 8 is number 1. This is another non-phone side hustle. They are number 1 on this link. If anybody is interested, you do not need a resume. They're not going to call you for an interview, and you can do this one whenever you want. I have been paid out for this one. This is an easy one. No interview, no experience. You are basically reading scripts. So y'all be sure to check them out. I just put the link in the chat. They are the first company on the list. Kay says, I'm so tired. Girl, you tired of everything. Tonya says, hello from Baltimore. Hey, Queen. Dana says, I did calls from the QA yesterday. My intro test call, it was a success. Waiting to hear back. She says, awesome. All right, Queen. Hey, Tonya. She says, happy Sunday, y'all. Fort Thornton says, hey, Leonica. Hey. Anybody else got any good news that they want to share? Y'all be sure to let us know in the chat. Hey, B-So, she says, hey, kings and queens. So I did 3 calls for calls in the QA, got paid out the next day. Do you have to ask for more assignments, or will they email you when more come in? I think they'll email you, Queen. But congrats on the 3 calls. Congrats to you. I would say look at GigSpot. GigSpot also has the telephone mystery shops. So if you don't hear anything back from call center QA, I think theirs may be limited. I'm not 100% sure. But just in case, let's just get some more eggs in the basket. Look at GigSpot. Hey, Queen Tammy. How are you, Queen? Happy Sunday. Look at GigSpot, B-Sos. They have a lot of telephone. I think Best Smart. Let me see. I think they do telephone also. Let me see. Number 1, look at Best Mark. They do telephone also. So look at that one. And I just put it in the chat, Queen. Shell says the type of business: housekeeping, organizing, errand house sitting, ER, and child care. So are you trying to get more clients, Shell? B-Soul says, thanks. Let me add some more eggs. All right, Queen. Thank you, Tammy. Tammy says, I liked and shared. I appreciate the like and share, Queen. Shell, let me know in the chat. Are you trying to get more clients? Anybody else got any good news that they want to share? Are you on Facebook? You got to let people see what you're doing, Queen. Maybe create a Facebook business page if you have not done so. Take some pictures, put some videos up. Get on TT. You could run some ads too. Anybody else got any good news? Hey, Queen T, how are you? She says, hey, fam. Happy Sunday, everybody. Tanya will not be on tonight. She is on a plane. Going to the West Coast. Shea says, okay, good advice. I had a business page on Facebook, but definitely need to get more advertising. Yep. Take some pictures, Queen. Do some reels. If the with the child care, no, because of course minor people may not want their children on the camera. But you could do like AI. Could do some AI type of reels. So all types of companies will create those AI reels. I don't know if ChatGPT, I've never tried to do a reel with them, so I'm not sure if they will create reels for you. You could try it and see. But there are all sorts of companies out there when it comes to AI. So create some reels, Queen, some videos of organizing. People love to look at those types of things. Helen says, I've created reels. Okay. She says she created her reels with Gemini and Perplexity. Have I heard of that one, Helen? I don't know. I don't know if I've heard of Perplexity. Hey, Elsie. Thank you, Queen. This is great. I hadn't thought of the reels. Yep. People like to look at, especially those organizing. If you go on TikTok, YouTube, probably Facebook too, you most definitely can find reels of people creating stuff. Yes, ma'am. Treetop Talks says no, but it will create a script for another AI tool. Oh, okay. So chat doesn't do it, but Helen, she gave a good one. Perplexity and Gemini. She said those two will create a reel. Tanya says, okay, I finally sold my first digital product. I'm driving, so it took me a minute to let you know my fantastic. Oh, okay. Well, congrats, Tanya. Congrats to you, Queen. Shell says, thanks for the advice. You're welcome. Hey, Teresa. She says, hey, two chicks and family. Hey, Cece. Cece says, hello, I'm looking for part-time and change over your girl time after 3 years. What type, Queen? We post a lot of different types of jobs on the channel. So now if you want the non-phone, part-time or full-time, I would say search our channel. I really don't have a link for the I really don't have a link. You funny, Teresa, for the non-phone ones. But if you are new to the channel, CC, and you're new to working from home, I would say look at the beginner friendly. And I do have a list of those if you want to check those out. Shell says, thanks, Helen. No, Teresa, I don't think she's going to the West Coast, but she's going to Cali. She's to California. Treetop says, congratulations. Anybody else got any good news that y'all want to share with the family? I know somebody made some kind of money over the weekend. Helen can't be the only one. I know we got somebody else on this live that made some money. Hey, Lisa. She says, I was with Be My Eye a long time ago. Just downloaded the app yesterday. Okay. Well, keep us posted, Queen, about that one. I've heard good things about Be My Eye. Teresa, are you doing Be My Eye? Somebody's doing them. Maybe not Teresa. Maybe somebody else. Carla says she cashed out 61 on Pay Viewpoint. I have free cash 26. Inbox Dollar 17, Brand B 5, Cash Buddy 5, Vibes 5, MSR 10, Swag Books 10, Rewarded Play 5, Survey Junkie. All right, Koala. Go ahead, girl. That's some good news. Survey Junkie, she got 5. CC, search our channel for the non-phone, no interview queen. I don't have a link for those because I post so many. But we do have them, the non-phone, no interview, and beginner. Yep, we got them. Dr. J, she's like, yay, Carla. Tanya says, congrats to you, Queen Carla. Carla been hustling, everybody. Pay Viewpoint is a good one. It's a good survey site. It's an easy one, too. They mostly do like the polls, so it's not really like surveys per se. So if anybody wants that one, let me go and get the link. And I'll put it here in the chat. So Pay Viewpoint is number 9. Number 9 on the list is Pay Viewpoint. And it is a good one. Easy one. Easy egg for you guys to get in the basket. Inbox Dollars, we do have that one. I got some money on Inbox Dollars. Let me log in and see how much I get. Inbox Dollars is the one where you can do different things. So you can play games, you can scan receipts, you can take surveys, and you can read emails. So they are number 3. Number 3 is Inbox Dollars. Y'all be sure to get that one. I think Teresa, were you doing Vibes? Free Cash is another good one too. We've had several people to cash out on Free Cash and earn some good lucrative cash. So y'all be sure to check out Free Cash. I do have that one also. They are number 13. Number 13 is Free Cash. Dr. J, she says, hey, Teresa. Hey, Autism Mommy. Autism Mom said, happy Sunday. Y'all show some love. Like, share the video. Thank y'all. Carla said, laugh out loud, Dr. J. Lisa says, congrats. Dr. J says, hey, T. Oh, Teresa, you have I View It. Okay. I know it was one of them. Teresa says, hey, Dr. J. She says, how are you? And she says, way to go, Carla. Carla says, I usually do surveys, but thanks to Sis the owner, I'm trying to run it up on the game. She said, laugh out loud. Okay. Hey, ain't no wrong with multiple streams, Queen. Sager says, I'm not able to make much in Free Cash. Try another game, Queen. What type of phone do you have? I would say look at Best Play, Just Play if you have an Android device. Hey, King Alex. He says, happy Sunday, Tanner, Carolyn. Happy Sunday, everyone. Dana says, I got booted off Prolific. That was my very first. I made about 85. What happened, Dana? And congrats on the 85. Carla says, hello, Teresa. Dr. J says, Carl, I scanned my receipts on Fetch. I cashed in last week for an Amazon gift card. All right, Queen. You can take them same receipts, Queen, and scan on Inbox and some other sites. So don't throw them away. Download. I think it's Receipt Hog or Receipt Pal. Pogo, I think, is another one. Inbox Dollars, and you can scan on all of them. So keep that in mind, Queen. Dana says, I'm trying to get back on. Dr. J says, hey, Alex. So, sad girl, check. Let me put it here. Check Just Play and Best Play. I think those are a little bit easier than free cash, because with free cash, you have to get through those levels. But with Best Play and Just Play, you just play. And every time you play, they're adding points, and then you can cash out. And Best Play and Just Play, they are really the same, but it's just different games. But you can cash out to PayPal every 3 hours. And I think you need like a couple of dollars in your account in order to cash out. But if anybody here has an Android device and you want to play games, look at Best Play and Just Play. I just put the links in the chat. Teresa says, hey, Carla. Hey, Journeys with Jess. She says, hello and happy Sunday. Teresa says, yes, I have done vibes too. Dr. J says, hey, Jess. Carla says, congrats to all the surveyors, the gamers, and the side gig hustlers. Dr. J, she says, hey, Alex. Teresa says, currently adding the time in Play Well and Misplay. So how do you like Play Well? I've seen the commercials for Play Well on some of the games, but I've never tried that one. Can you cash out every 3 hours, Teresa, with Play Well, or do you have to wait? I'm really not that familiar with that one. Anybody else got any good news that y'all want to share? Y'all be sure to put it in the chat so that we can celebrate you. Or anybody have any questions? Now, if you missed my video that I posted yesterday, non-phone jobs, FedEx is hiring. The one that they're hiring for is a lot of data entry involved. So if the data entry is your thing, and I think you're like keying in orders, be sure to check out the video that went up on the channel yesterday. Dana says, I was not answering the questions the way my profile was lined up. She says, some FYI, just always answer the way your profile is set. Also, after so many surveys, they'll make to wait or make you wait. Okay, Dana. Treetop says, is it normal for a 1099 gig to ask you to pay for your background? Yes. It is. I had to pay for mine with Live Ops. Dana says, if they feel you've done too many, oh, they'll make you wait. Oh, wow. But yes, it is a 1099 independent contractor. So you are responsible for that. Darcel said it's a contract job. Sad Girl says, has anyone ever tried product review, product tool, or product review, product report card? Johnny says, which videos focus on same day payouts or easy hire jobs? VeriFast is a good one. A lot of the beginner friendly, I would say, are easy hire. So look at this list, Queen. The same day payout one is Alorica. They do the daily pay. I did a video the other day on daily pay. So just go back like 3 videos, Journey, and you'll see the daily pay companies. Treetop says, okay, shift off asks for you to pay for it. This is a first. Yeah, shift off is one. Live ops will ask Omni and next rep. I'm not sure about VeriFast does not, because they don't do background checks. Not sure about Working Solutions. Tan used to work for them. I'm not sure if you are required, or if they even do background checks. I don't know because I haven't worked for them, but I know Live Ops does. VeriFast does not. Shift off, yes. Next rep, yes. Omni, yes. Teresa says, I like Playware. They give you points for time spent. You can cash out as soon as you have enough points. $5. Okay. Oh no, Darcel. Those are W-2. FedEx, girl. No, that ain't no contract job. No, ma'am. No. Sad girl says, I have no resume, no computer. I haven't worked in years. Do you know a beginner remote company? Yep, I just put a list of them in the chat, Queen. It's 30 on the list. Treetop says, okay, thank you, Queen. You're welcome. So there are only about a handful of companies that are 1099. Not that many. Anybody else got any questions? And if anybody here is interested in mystery shop, y'all be sure to look at this list of companies. Darcy says, I think they took out the first check with Work Solutions, a really good company. Okay, thank you, Darcy. I wasn't sure because I've never worked for Working Solutions. Tamika says, hey, Kara, can you drop the side hustles and all the tutor jobs? I can, Queen. Leonica says, I am back. And she says, hey, Teresa. So I just put some mystery shop companies in the chat. And let me see. Now the tutor companies, they're gonna be scattered, Queen. I can put some here in the chat. You'll probably have to go look up their websites. Cambly being one. Let me see what I have on this link. So I have 5 on this list. But I can put some other companies here in the chat. So check this list, Queen, and then look at Cambly. So I put some in the chat for you, Queen. Check those out. Darcel, I've done several videos that say work after 5. It's on the thumbnail, Queen. You may have to search for them. Hey, Superstar T. She says, good evening, Two Chicks fam. I liked and shared. Thank you. Leonica says she's back. And she says, hey, Teresa. And hey, Alex. Heather says, can you mystery shop remote telephone? Yep. And web shops. Yep. Deonica says, don't download too many. Laugh out loud. Carla. She says, hey, autism mommy. Knitting Crochet says, hey, Leonica. Darcel says, okay. Teresa says, hey, Leonica. Alex says, hey. Jay says she got hired with Leonica's company, KW Call Center. She says, thanks so much. I had to buy a Windows laptop because I had a MacBook. All right, Queen. Congrats to you. Hey, Monique. She says, hey, Queen Curl and two chicks. Fam, I can never catch y'all live and have to always go back and look at the lives. Well, welcome. Darcel says, is Cambly degree required? No, you don't need anything for Cambly, Queen. If you can talk to people on camera, you good. You good on Cambly. Thank you, Monique. She says, like and shared as well. Hey, Queen Shanna. She says, good evening, everyone. So Leonica's company is the company that she works for. The queen here, Emerald J, she was recently hired. Some other queens was hired with them also. Leonica has been with this company since April. In this one, they do not require assessments. Part-time, 20 hours a week. You cannot live in Texas, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi. They do not hire in those 4 states. But if you live in any of the other states, then you can apply. You cannot use a VPN and you cannot have AT&T or T-Mobile internet. But if you have any of the other internet service providers, then you are okay. The payout is every 2 weeks. No assessment. No interviews. And it is a part-time work when you want opportunity, and you are a survey interviewer. And right now they are doing political calls. They are the first company on the link. The second company is Donata. They also hire in a lot of states. The thing with Donata, there is a one-way interview, not with a recruiter, but you will have to do the interview on the screen. Leonica says, congrats, Jay. Yes, the job doesn't allow Chromebooks or Macs. And Dr. J says, hey, Shanna. Monique says, Prolific been holding me down over the last few months. All right, girl. That's good. Congrats on Prolific. And if anybody here is interested in Prolific, they are number 15. Survey site. But it is not your typical survey site. This one has been paying bills for a lot of queens and kings that come on our streams. So y'all be sure to get number 15 in the basket. There is a wait list. Shanna says, hey, Dr. J, Superstar T says, I am making money with these surveys and the telephone and the web shops with GigSpot. All right, queen. Congrats to you. So GigSpot, everybody. Some of y'all just back here behind the wall. Better come on to the light, Caroline. If not, the other kings and queens, they are going to most definitely pick the money up. So GigSpot has telephone, web shops. You can stay home and do this. The on-site shops, you will have to go to the actual location, wherever that may be. Could be a store, could be a retail store, it could be a nail shop, could be a gas station, could be the movie theater. Wherever they want you guys to go for the on-site shops, you will have to go and leave the house for those. But the web shops, basically they're going to say go to a particular website. Could be Walmart.com. Go and look for this product. Go as if you're going to check out, but you're not really checking out. Put some fake information in as if you are going to purchase the item, and then they will ask you questions about that. Telephone mystery shop, you're calling a place of business, asking questions, whatever questions they want you to ask, but you don't have to leave the house to do those two shops. So you guys be sure to get Gig Spot in the basket, everybody. Don't need a resume, don't need experience, and you can pretty much just do this whenever. I'm gonna say home. Home says hello, everyone. Liked and shared. Thank you. Darcel says, "Oh yes, I can be chatty when when paid. Laugh out loud." Okay, Darcel, give it a go, Queen. I like Cambly. Cambly is a good side hustle. Monique, I'll put it here in the chat, Queen. And I appreciate the proof. I appreciate that. Yeah, the colleges are on a break. You're right about that. Carla says, too late, Leonica, since I have to do a game and an app overhaul. Darcel is doing onboarding Tuesday with Donata. Okay. So Darcel got hired with company number 2 that's on that link. Congrats, Queen. Fort Thornton says, congrats on all the wins. Teresa says, that's the truth, Leonica. I was grumbling that I was going to have to get a new phone because mine was running hot, slow, and glitchy. I deleted a bunch of games, 200 plus, and my phone is not running. Okay. She said running hot today. Hey, Open Vision. She says, hey, y'all. Leonica says, laugh out loud, sis Carla. Hey, Leo, love and laugh. Good evening, Queen. She says, good evening, everyone. Dr. J says, hey, Open Visions. And she says, hey, live, love, and laugh. She says, hi, Dr. J. Hey, Wims. Wims says, good evening, morning, all. Dr. J says, hey, Wims. Teresa says, hey, Triple L. And Leo Love and Laugh says, congrats, everyone. Anybody else got any good news? Tangie is in the chat. She says, hey, y'all. Teresa said, are you coming to see her? Will says, hey, Dr. J. Anybody else got any good news that they want to share with the family? Y'all be sure to put it here in the chat so that we can celebrate you guys. Darcel says, I have a month to get money for a dorm and apartment deposit, so I am getting my hustle on. I don't blame you. Terry said, laugh out loud. I'm still on the plane. She said, Teresa, come on down to Cali. Leonica said, hey, Leah, love and laugh. No, Teresa said, come to Washington. Leah Love and Laugh says, hi, Leonica. Anybody else? We had a lot of good testimonies today. Anybody else got any good news? If they want to share, y'all be sure to put it here in the chat so that we can celebrate you. Carla said, don't feel bad, Teresa. I overworked my phone and tablet. TL says, I'm looking for the felon-friendly remote jobs. I am going to drop them at the end of the stream. Open Vision says, I did my first Presto shop. I didn't make any money, but I learned how it works and what I messed up on. Okay, so it was a valuable learning experience, and I will redo the shop again this week. All right. Congratulations to you, Queen. Tangi says, congrats to all of the winners. So Presto Shopper, this is another one that is a good, lucrative mystery shop side hustle. One of our queens was making a couple of $100 a day off of Presto. But she does live in Texas, so it will vary from state to state. Market Force, this is another good side hustle egg. Yeah, be sure to look at Market Force. If you are someone that likes to eat out a lot, they do have a lot of fast food and restaurant type of shops. If you are someone that does not mind going outside the house, from time to time, Market Force will have the shops where they will want you to go and lay on some mattress. They may say go to a mattress firm or go to the mattress shop. We just need you to test the mattress out, and that's $50. So do not sleep on these mystery shop sites. Get the egg in the basket, look on the dashboard, see what is available in your area. You might be missing $100 this week. No problem, TL. Teresa said, laugh out loud, Carla. And Shanna says, congrats to everyone. Teresa says, that's great. So don't miss the money. It's on the table. But because if you do, we got several people here that will most definitely pick it up. So make sure you guys look into the mystery shop sites. You don't need a resume. Some of you guys are still waiting for companies to email you back. And while you're waiting, it is time to get some eggs in the basket. Time to fill the basket up. Carla says, congrats, Open Vision. It took me a few times before I got it right. She said, laugh out loud. Leonica says, congrats to all of the hustlers. Congrats, everybody. Anybody else got any good news that they want to share? Maybe you filled out some applications. You got an interview this week or next week. Let us know in the chat. Maybe you played some games over the weekend. You made a few dollars. Put it in the chat. We're nosy. We want to know, what have you guys been doing over the weekend? Share your wins with us. I know somebody else got some good news that they want to tell me. And if you missed out on the mystery shop link, there are 15 companies on here. Some of the queens are already doing shops with these companies. So y'all be sure to check these out. Knit and Crochet, she has a testimony. Knit and Crochet says she got $3.20 off of paid reader. All right, Knit and Crochet. Hey, we got to clap on that $3. Nothing wrong with the $3. Congrats, Queen. William said, well, I finished my first children's book and started working on teas to go with the book. Okay. That's a win. Go ahead, Williams. Carla says, hey, Knit and Crochet. Congrats on the book, Williams. That's something to be proud about. Anybody else? And again, if you missed the companies that went up on the channel yesterday, FedEx was on the link. There were some other non-phone jobs posted. So if you are looking for non-phone jobs, be sure to take a look at the video that went up on the channel yesterday. Carla says, congrats, knit and crochet. She said, congrats to you also, Williams. Anybody else? I know somebody else got some good news. Hey, Annalise, she says, I feel like New Jersey never has anything. Search our channel, Queen, for hiring in all states. And yep, New Jersey, unfortunately, it is one of those what we call hard to find states, Queen. Remote job states. I think it has something to do with your state laws, though. William says, thank you, thank you. She says, made $5.60 on Prolific, close to having enough points for the $50 payout on Echo. All right. Congrats, Queen. Hey, Celia. She says, hey, Carol and Two Chicks Bam. I liked and shared. I have another $5 in 5 surveys, $4 on Just Play. Got scheduled for the Costco demo. Okay. For even more days than what was originally scheduled. Okay. Congrats, Queen. Hey, Shalonda. She says, hello, happy Sunday. I've been completing shops as well. I just finished 2 phone calls on Friday. All right. Congrats, Queen. Open Vision said, yeah, Carla, they did not give me a receipt. And after that, I spiraled. She says, I made $2 on branded playing games. I also tried the arcade on free cash and double my money. I now have $6. Okay, congrats. Congrats, everybody. Annalise says, hey, y'all. T. Monique, she says, I have made $4,395.19 over the last 4 months. I sent you an email. Okay, Queen, I'm going to check it out. Woohoo! Congratulations, sister. That's a lot of money, y'all. Dr. J, she says, hey, Anna. Leonica says, hey, Celia. And T. Monique is saying that the 4,000 was made with Prolific. So again, do not sleep on Prolific. Yes, it's a survey site. No doubt about that. But it is not your typical survey site. Prolific has those higher paying surveys. I've seen surveys that were paying $50. Number 15, everybody get the egg in the basket. The queen just told y'all she got $4,000. That should make you run and get the egg in the basket. Dr. J says 4K over the last 4 months. She said, wow. Deonica says, congrats, Williams. Hey, Relamp. Relamp says, hi, Carl. Thank you, Monique. I'm going to check it out. William says, woo, Monique, girl, show out. Lisa says, I got to go. Thanks. Great information. Have a blessed night, everyone. Thank you, Lisa. You have a blessed night as well. Sad Girl says, congrats, everyone. William says, thank you, Leonica. She says, you're welcome. Shanna says, I feel you. Same here with New York. Annalise. Y'all be sure, Shanna and Annalise, look at a deco Robert have. If you have not done so, I'm going to put some temp services here. Y'all be sure to look at these. Also look at United Health Group because they hire in New York and New Jersey and California. Let me see. Look at these temp agencies that I'm dropping in the chat. Robert Half, the last time I checked them, they had over 600 remote jobs, and so did United Health Group, just all types, phone and non-phone. Robert Half, they have all types, customer service, all the way to engineering jobs, work from home. Deco, they have a lot. I saw one I think I might have one today from a Deco that hires in New Jersey. Manpower is a good one to check out. Kelly Services also is another good one. Randstad, they may have some remote jobs also. Celia says doing 5 days instead of 3, 17 an hour for 6 hours each day. It will end up being over 500 once I finish. She says, thank you, Queens. I never would have known about these if it wasn't for y'all. That's good, Queen. Go ahead, girl. That's good. She said, Leonica, hey girl, how are you doing? Dr. J says, I need to get back with her during the time of my participation. The surveys was so freaking long. I just didn't have the time. Girl, you better get back on there, Queen. Leonica says, I'm doing good. Celia, how are you? Monique says, William, thank you, my love. I sure been trying to. I need it. I got a senior this upcoming August. She says, and we all know that is expensive. Yes, it is. Celia says, Leonica, good. How many eggs you got these days? Shanna says, wow, congrats to you, Monique. Knit and crochet. She says, hi, Carla. Monique says, CareNet is hiring. She says, I apply to have a meeting interview tomorrow at 2:30. All right, girl. Yes, they do have that one again. CareNet Health, they do have the radiology scheduler. It is open again. I think I did a video on them. Let me see. Not too long ago. So CareNet Health, this is a healthcare company, and they have the radiology scheduler where you are scheduling mammograms, CT scans, and ultrasounds from home. They do provide some equipment. I think you are responsible for the monitors. I don't think that they provide the monitors. You have to provide those. But that one is a good one to check out. I'm going to go and find them and drop the link here in the chat if anybody is interested in CareNet Health. But they have some other, if that one is just not your thing, they do have some other remote jobs posted on their site. That you guys may want to take a look at. So I'm going to go and get the link and put it here in the chat. So this one pays 16. And it starts on the 9th. The 9th of July. So y'all be sure to check out CareNet Health Radiology Scheduler. So I put the link in the chat, everybody. Monique says, thanks, love. I'm waiting for Queen Carol to share my email I sent her. So I can't share it here, Queen. But I'm going to look at it. Shannon says, thanks, Carol. I appreciate it. C says, Monique, that's awesome. Do you have to have a degree? Not for that one, you don't. Shanna says, you're welcome, Monique. Not for the radiologist scheduler, Celia, if that's what you're asking, no. It says high school diploma or equivalent, minimum of 6 months of experience in working from home, customer service, scheduling, healthcare, or some type of call center environment. Must be able to type at least 35 to 40 words per minute. Don't see anything about a degree. No. Mm-mm. Proficiency, Windows-based systems, Microsoft Outlook, Word, Excel, experience or ability to learn multiple systems simultaneously, strong problem solving, multitasking, organizational communication, working knowledge of medical terminology, healthcare processes preferred, but it didn't say required, and ability to accept and implement feedback and adapt to change. I would say if you have some type of customer service experience, if you have worked in healthcare, that's cool. But if you got customer service, at least 6 months, and that's the minimum, I would go ahead and apply. You never know. They got to train you, so apply. Now, they are state specific, so make sure you check that first. Check first to make sure they hire in your state. Shanna says, you welcome, Monique. Leonica says, over 30. I lost count. Monique said, yeah, but it's not the regular kind. She says, I did one a few weeks ago, paying $45 for just 45 minutes, just participating in a conversation with 4 other people, giving our opinions about online gaming. So y'all, she letting y'all know that Prolific is not the regular type of survey site. If you are thinking that, you are sadly mistaken, and you're going to let your thought process get in the way of getting this egg in the basket. So make sure you look into Prolific number 15. Now, the work is slow right now because the kids are out on summer break, but once they come back, it will pick back up. Celia says, that's good, Leonica. She says, okay, I will double check that. Thank you, Queen. Monique says, Celia, I do, but you don't need one to do Prolific. They do send you the studies based on what you put in your profile. She says, you did, that's how I applied. Oh, okay. So y'all be sure to check out Prolific, and while you're at it, look at number 16. So number 16 is just like Prolific. This one is Cloud Research. And they do the same thing Prolific does. So get 15 and 16 in the basket. Now, one of our queens, she's been getting a lot of number 17, user interviews. This is like a focus group 1. 18 is like a focus group 1. So user interviews and responded. Those 2 are some great eggs also to get in the basket. So 17 and 18. These are like the focus group sites. They do have the on-site ones, but they also have the remote ones as well. So just be mindful when you are looking through the link and looking at the list of ones that they have, make sure it says from home or remote or virtual. Because if not, they're going to want you to come in and do it. Leonica says, I have 13 on PayView points. She has 1,000 points on Echo so far. She says she's rebuilding her points back up. 55 cents on Money Time, 84 cents on Google Opinion Rewards, and 610 points on the Viewpoints. She has 5 cents on Print Money Idol. She says that one is a 3-hour cash game, Android only. All right. Congrats, Queen Leonica. I never heard of that one, Print Money, but I like the name. I like the name, Print Money. Monique says, congrats everyone on all the wins. Anybody else? I know we got some more good news. Anybody else got any good news that they want to share with the family? Y'all be sure to put it here in the chat. Drop it like it's hot. We want to know. We're nosy. Shanna says, congrats to you, Leonica. Anybody else made a penny, a quarter, a dollar, a dime, a nickel? Maybe you have an interview coming up the pipeline this week or next week. Y'all be sure to let us know in the chat. So that we can celebrate you. Leonica says, thanks, Shanna. William says, congrats to you, Leonica. And Leonica says, thank you, Williams. And if anybody needs a quick hire job, look at the company that Leonica works for. This is KWCSS. You are survey interviewer. It is outbound. But if you're okay with talking on the phone, I would say give this one a go. It is not hard at all because you are not selling anything. Basically calling people and trying to get out the vote. So whomever the candidates are, you're just simply reading a script. But again, this is not hard at all. You work for a company that used to do these types of calls. Easy money. Yeah, you might have some people that's gonna hang up. So you might have somebody that cuss you out. So just go on to the next call. But they are not doing assessments. They are not doing interviews, and you can work whenever you want to. The only drawback is you are not allowed to use a VPN, AT&T, or T-Mobile internet services. You cannot live in Florida, Georgia, Texas, or Mississippi. So if you live in any of the other states in America, you can apply to this company. So if you live in one of those hard to find remote job states, take a look at this company. No assessment, no interviews, and you can work whenever. You just have to do 20 hours a week. This is a part-time job, but some people, if you choose to work 40 hours a week, that is totally up to you. They are the first company on the link. Monique says the recruiter said at least 6 to 8 months of customer service experience to be eligible. Okay, thank you, Queen. Celia says, not sure if I shared this last week, but I got $40 Visa gift card from doing my Burger King shop. I emailed them back and asked how could I sign up for more opportunities like that. They responded quick with the link, so I signed up for that as well. Okay. Well, congrats, Queen, on the $40. That's good. Leonica says, congrats to you, girl. Celia. Yeah, that is some good news. Anybody else? Oh, okay. Pays well. Okay. She says it's called Pays Well. Thank you, Celia, for sharing. So Celia received a $40 gift card, everybody, from this company here. If anybody's interested, it's called Pays Well. Somebody may be interested. And she says, thank you, girl Leonica. And Shanna says, congrats to you, Celia. And Leonica says, you're welcome. Keep on hustling. You got this, Celia. Keep hustling. So y'all be sure to check out that company that the Queen just mentioned. Celia says, thank you, Shanna. Teresa says, wow, it's quite a bit, Celia. I didn't think they paid that much. Teresa, ain't that the one you doing? Celia said, Leonica, thank you, boo. She says, I'm so grateful for this community. I get so pumped up. She says, after these lives from all of y'all. Thank you, Queen. Celia said, yeah, I was surprised they paid that much. She said, laugh out loud, Teresa. Y'all better be getting pumped up like Queen Celia here. And if you miss any of the information that we present in the videos, the live streams, they do stay up on our channel. So you guys are more than welcome to go back and watch those replays. Sometimes the links may not work because it takes them, I don't know why, for our streams, but lately it's been like 24 to 48 hours before the links would generate. Might not be able to see the chat is what I'm trying to say. It may take them 24 to 48 hours to process our chat. So you may just be able to see me talking and reading what I can see on the screen in real time, but you may not be able to see the chat until about 24 to 48 hours for some reason. Open Vision says, I'm signing up to pay as well now. Celia said, finally done came out from behind Tan's bookcase and it's paying off. All right, Queen. So Queen Celia is letting y'all know she finally came out from behind the bookcase, which is great. Hey, Queen of the Bronx. She says, great, Celia. Open Vision said, welcome to the other side, Queen. So who else on here is behind the bookcase? Just go and put it in the chat. On up to it. If you behind the bookcase, you just back there. We got to get you to come to the light, Carol Ann. Come to the light. There are side hustles and side gigs and remote jobs over here in the light. Take your pick. Celia says, thank you, girl. Queen of the Bronx. She says, open visions. It's better on this side, yeah. Y'all better come on to the light. There are so many different side hustles that you guys can be doing from home. If surveys is not your thing, and I know some people, they cringe when they hear the word surveys. I don't want to take no surveys. I don't like surveys. I get it. Do the mystery shop. Do some of the task-based sites. MTurk, ClickWorker. ClickWorker is a good one. Earl, he does a lot of ProductTube. ProductTube is the one where you go into the stores and create the 2 to 5 minute videos on a product. Now, sometimes he says that they will send him ones to do from home because maybe he has the product at home and he can just do the video from home. So there are so many different ways to earn money from side gigs and side hustles. So many different ones. Everybody here that you guys see in the streams that we're celebrating, they do not do the same thing. Autism Mommy has about 60 plus side gigs and side hustles. Hustling Helen, she has about 50. They don't have the same ones. They may have a few that's the same, but All 60, all 50 will not be the same. Leonica, she does a lot of the gaming apps, but she doesn't do a lot of survey sites. That may not be her thing, and we get that. So we do offer a variety of side gigs and side hustles. So you just have to kind of sign up for some, see which ones work for you, because the surveys may not work for me. They may work for Tan. I like the mystery shops from home on the phone. Tan does not like the phone shops. She likes the shops outside of the home. I don't like the shops outside of the home. Not saying I won't do them, but I just prefer the telephone shop. So everything that I like, Tan does not. Tan would not text lonely people. I will, because I know how to do it, because I've been doing it for years. But that's not her thing. She got a husband, so she can't be over there texting lonely men. So everything that Leonica likes, I might not like. And everything that Williams likes, I might not like. And some things that Williams likes, Tan may like, but I may not like. So you have to find the ones that you like and the ones that work for you. Everybody's story is going to be different. Your work ethic may not be the same as my work ethic. Teresa's work ethic will not be the same as Leonica's work ethic. Tan has 2 children, a husband, and a household over there. I am me, myself, and I, unless my tiny roommate comes here and disturbs my peace. But other than that, it's just me, myself, and I. So I can sit here at a computer and work sun up to sundown if I want to. Tan can't do that because she has a job outside of the house and she has a family to see about. Everybody, so if you see people here and you see like the Queen made 4K with Prolific, try Prolific. You might be able to make 4K. You might be able to make 3K. You might be able to make 1K. See what you can do with what you have. Try some of the mystery shop sites. We got several queens that crank out over $1,000 a month off of the mystery shop sites. Queen So Right. This queen made almost $900 a week or so ago off of mystery shop sites. We had another queen. I did live streams every day last week except for one day. I didn't do one Saturday, but I did one Monday and Tuesday. One queen was on those lives. She was getting $650 this week off of mystery shop. So see what you can do with the mystery shops. The queens that are in here that drop the information that say, hey, Carl, hey, Tan, this is what I made this week. That should motivate you to get up and want to do something. If King Earl is an older king and he has 20 side gigs and side hustle eggs in the basket. Queen Reba, she's in her 70s. This queen has a lot of side gigs and side hustles. We got another queen, Helen. This queen is 66 years old. She has about 50 plus side gigs and side hustles. This should motivate some of you younger queens and kings to get you some eggs and see what you can do with the mystery shop sites, with the survey sites, with the task-based sites, with the testing the product sites. If you want to text some lonely people with those type of sites, see what you can do. Get you a few eggs, test them out. There's no right or wrong. If you test it and say, well, I couldn't do nothing with Prolific, okay, go to something else. Okay, let me try Product Tube. Let me see what Product Tube is about. You might like Product Tube. You might not like Prolific. You might like to go in mystery shop. You might like the telephone mystery shops. You may even like the ones outside of the home. But just get you a few eggs, maybe 5 or 10, and just kind of test them out. You might like playing games. You might say, you know what? I like to play games. I have kids that can play games. Let me get some of these old cell phones and let me play some of these games. Leonica says she made some money off playing the game. Teresa says she made some money off of playing the game. Let me see how much money I can bring in off of some of these games. We had a queen here, Miss Tawana. Miss Tawana was making $150 a week off of Just Play. It most definitely can be done. So y'all be sure, look at this egg here. This is Product Tube. This is what King Earl does a lot of. Take a look at Product Tube. This is a good egg, everybody. If you are okay with making short, quick videos, ProductTube is a good one to look into. And I just put the link in the chat. Teresa, no, I'm doing a game inside called Play With. Okay. Monique says, congrats, Celia. And Leonica says, you're welcome anytime, Celia. Teresa says, pays well an app on the Play Store, Celia. And Celia says, Monique, thank you. She says, Teresa, I don't believe so. I haven't specifically looked for it, though. She says, someone just said they were signing up for it. And Leonica says, how do they pay out, Teresa? Autism Mama said, you have to find your balance when it comes to creating eggs in your basket. Amen, Queen. Kay says, love pay reader. Leonica says, hey, Autism Mommy. Teresa said, Leonica gift cards, including PayPal. So Autism Mommy, this is the queen that has 60 plus side gigs and hustles. So she's giving you guys a tip right here. She says, put them into a spreadsheet and see what works best for you. This will allow you to make adjustments and help to increase your income. That's a good tip, everybody. So y'all be sure to get your eggs and put them on a spreadsheet. She said, hey, Leonica, that's from Autism Mommy. Monique said, you got to let that bookcase go. Says you can't make no money back there. Is she right? So I don't know what scared money is. And scared people don't make money, I guess. So what is stopping some of you guys from getting a side gig and a side hustle? Is it because you don't understand how they work? Are you scared to try it? I can get that part, the nervous part. Y'all let me know in the chat. Leonica said, laugh out loud. That part, Monique said, prolific totally changed my mind about doing surveys and studies. So y'all got to try it for yourself. Don't take our word for it. I don't do prolific. So please don't take my word for it. But I would say try it out for yourself. I'm a risk taker, and Tan will tell you guys that. She's not. But if it's something like pertaining to something and I'm interested in it, then I'll try. But she'll be like, I ain't finna try that. I'm not finna do it. You do it and let me know. That's what Tan will say. She's not a risk taker, but I am a risk taker on certain things. Prolific, again, jump on in. You're not talking to anybody. You're doing these surveys in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to talk to nobody. They're not going to call you to do an interview. You do not have to send a resume. If you can read and follow instructions, fill out the profile. If you are with Prolific, now right now it's slow. However, if you are with Prolific and you are not getting any surveys, look at that profile. You have to fill out the profile. This is how they determine what surveys to send you. So if you've only answered 5 questions or 10 questions and you're like, yeah, they said Prolific, you can make money, but I ain't got no surveys. I haven't heard from them. I don't know what's going on. It's you, Queen. It's you. You have not filled out that profile. So fill out the profile. Yes, it's a lot of questions. I think it's over 200 questions. But if you want some money, fill out the profile. So if you have not heard from Prolific and maybe you are in with them, that is the reason why. Their profile is not complete. So look at number 15. If you have not looked at number 15, this is a good beginner side hustle to start with. See, it says, Autism Mommy, yes, I agree. Get them all in a spreadsheet to keep track of everything. She says, that helps me out personally. So I have to look for it, Kate. Monique says, Leonica, yes. Dee says, hi, Curl and chat. I cashed out. Oh, see, we got somebody else. Cashed out on Prolific today. $132 liked and shared. This queen is from New Jersey. So to the other queens that are in New Jersey, California, New York. Y'all better get prolific. A lot of the side hustles, some of them, just a few, are state specific, but some of them are not. So if you live in California, New York, New Jersey, Illinois, Connecticut, Oregon, Washington, take a look at the side gigs and the side hustles. In the meantime, while you're still looking for remote jobs, you can still be making some type of money. And some of the queens, believe it or not, they only do side gigs and side hustles. Autism Mommy, prime example. Only doing side gigs and side hustles. Leonica, only doing side gigs and side hustles. Meeks Adorable, only doing side gigs and side hustles. Queen Helen, both Helens, only doing side gigs and side hustles. Now, do you guys think that they make enough money to pay Mr. Light Bill, Mr. Mortgage, Mr. Rent, Mr. Car Note, Mr. Insurance? Y'all think they make enough money? And that's all they doing is side gigs, side hustles? So, right, this queen is the queen that does a lot of mystery shops, all types of mystery shops, outside of the home, inside of the home. This queen in 1 month made she almost made $4K off of mystery shop sites. And the key again, multiple mystery shop companies. If you have to leave the house anyway, if you have children, the children like fast food, McDonald's, Sonic, Burger King, Zaxby's, all these different fast food restaurants, you probably did not know that you can be getting paid to eat fast food. Market Force is the company. Look at Market Force. If you have to leave the house anyway, some of these other mystery shop sites, they have gas station shops. You can mystery shop anything. This Tan saying from churches to strip clubs and everything in between can be mystery shop. We've had queens to say they've had to go to the gas station and do a mystery shop. A good friend of mine, she does a lot of fast food shops for Market Force. I've been on a shop with her. Easy money. You're not going into a restaurant saying, hey, I'm here to do a mystery shop. The mystery shop for her, she had 3 at the same restaurant. She had to go in the restrooms, take a quick picture of the restrooms. They just wanted to see the cleanliness. So that was one shop. Just go in the restrooms, take the picture. That's it. Send it to them. Upload it to the phone, scan it, whatever, and send it. The next one, she had to go to the counter and order, and it was breakfast time. So she had to go to the counter and order a sausage, egg biscuit, or something like that, and a coffee. That was the mystery shop. Save the receipt. They reimbursed her, and they paid her for that shop. The third mystery shop, same restaurant, go through the drive-through and order a number 1 combo with a coffee. That's it. That was the mystery shop. So 3 mystery shops, same restaurant one day. She made $20 just to do all 3 of those. Plus they gave her money back. Easy money, everybody. She didn't have to go in there and say, hey, I'm here to do a mystery shop. Let me in this restroom. I got to take this picture. No, simply walked in the restroom, took the picture, walked up to the counter, placed the order just like you would if you were going to McDonald's or going to Wendy's or Burger King. She went in, placed the order, got the receipt, got the order, came outside, got in the car. We drove around. She went to the drive-through, placed the order, paid for it, and we drove out. That was it. So it is not that hard. Some of them, that's it. My cousin, she went and did a smoke shop. I think they paid her like $45 just to walk to the smoke shop, ask some questions about different little vape pens and all of that, take a few pictures, walk out the door. That was it. That was the shop. So it's not as hard as you may think it is. Now, the apartment mystery shops, depending on the type of shop, they may say, hey, we need you to record the shop. So those can be, I feel like, a little tedious. But not all of them want you to record the shop. Some may not. So if you like fast food, look at Market Force. This is a good, lucrative mystery shop side hustle. And congrats again, Queen D. Wynn said, just FYI, I'm not qualified for any product tube test, but I have almost $25 sending my product to account because you get 10 cents for the attempt. Okay, well, that's good, Queen. At least you got something sitting in the account. Open Video says, I like product tube. It's easier than the Presto Shopper. See? So not everybody is going to like the same thing. And that's okay. That's okay. Because whatever works for you, it may not work for me. Whatever works for Tan, it may not work for Autism Mommy. What works for Autism Mommy, it may not work for Leonica. Whatever works for you, kings and queens. You may want to email them, Kate, if it's saying block. Hey, Queen Remy. She says, hey, everyone. Monique says, I need somebody to help me with these outside shops because I want somebody of their money too. I'm going to do the phone shops, but still want to learn how to do the apartment shops. What is it, Queen, that you don't understand about, I guess, the apartment shops or the outside shops? And if it's something that you don't understand, Queen, you can always ask the scheduler. Okay, Remy. Dr. J says, hey, Remy. Leonica says, hey, Remy. Monique says, hey, Remy. Remy says, I have an interview with Playo coming up, and I have 2 mystery shops scheduled for this week. So I'm out to go test out some mattresses. Okay, girl. She says, baby, y'all better get these eggs. Okay. Congrats. So Remy is doing Market Force. Market Force is the one where you go and lay on the mattresses. Just go test them out, lay on them, sit on them, roll around on them, and give your honest opinion. And that is the shop. You don't have to go in the store and say, hey, I'm here to lay on some mattresses. No, you walk in undercover. You're not telling them exactly what you're doing. If they ask, you may just say, hey, I'm just in the, market for a new mattress. I'm looking at this one, or whichever one they want you to go look at and lay on. Let me sit on it. Let me see how soft it is, how firm it is, if it's hard, if it's soft, and get the information and get out the stove. That's it, y'all. That's the mystery shop. Simple. If you run into issues and it's something that you just do not understand, ask the scheduler. Hey, girl, you sent me this shop. And it says here, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. What do you exactly want me to do? They're going to tell you. If they have to call you over the phone or send you an email, they will most definitely let you guys know exactly, because they get paid too. They don't want you to mess. Girl, you better not mess this up for us. We together, we are a team. So they are going to tell you, hey, Queen, look, this is what you do. You go in the store, you go back, look. Go back. It's a sign. You're going to see a sign, big red sign that say, sale or whatever. Go back there. You're going to see a rounder. It's going to say blah, blah, blah. That's the rack. I need you to do this, that, and the other. They're going to help you out. Y'all are a team. When you do those shops correctly, they get a commission off of that. So you think they not going to help you? Of course they are. They're getting paid as well. It's just that they're sitting probably at home controlling what shops go to whoever they have, I guess, under their umbrella, or whoever's working for them through the company. Then of course they're going to help you. Yes. So if you run into a stumbling block, ask your scheduler. Now we can give you some tips here. Some of the queens may be able to help you, but they probably can't really help you with the actual shop. Because the shops will be different for everybody. If they don't really know what the shop is, then the best advice I can give is to ask the scheduler. The scheduler will most definitely know and be able to help you step by step. Teresa says, hey, Remy. Remy says, hey, Leonica. Autism Mama says, absolutely, Celia. Remy says, hi, Teresa. Remy says, she made over 300 with Spark this week. All right, girl. Congrats. Congrats, congrats, congrats. And Spark is the Walmart delivery app, the grocery one. That is Spark. So you will have to look on the Apple Store or the Google Store, Play Store for that app. But it is Walmart Spark. And to the queen that wanted Echo, I do have it. It's here in the chat. Teresa says, great, Remy. Hey, Marjorie. She says, hello, two chicks and everyone. I made 61 on paid viewpoint and 23 on Brandy surveys. All right, girl. Congrats. Open Vision says, yes. Remy says, the money is out there, y'all. Shanna says, congrats to the hustlers. Remy says, Tan and Kerr spit gems, and it's up to us to take it and run with it. I appreciate them to the fullest. Thank you, Remy. We appreciate you too, Queen. T says, congrats, everyone. And Celia says, congrats to you, Remy. Hey, Angela. Angela says, hey, happy Sunday. Monique said, on Prolific, guys, it is 200 plus questions. So again, if you are with Prolific and you're wondering why you have not received any surveys, or maybe your surveys are limited, check your profile. Make sure that you have filled out those questions. It's a lot of them. She said 200 plus. Make sure you fill those out, because otherwise they won't know what surveys to send you. You have to complete the profile in order for them to send you the surveys. Remy says, thanks, Celia. Teresa says, hey, Angela. Celia says, congrats, Marjorie. Leonica says, hey, Angela. Remy says, I'm not letting up. I'm putting all these eggs in my basket. Best way to be, Queen. Celia says, yes, I will second what Carol said about filling out the entire About Me section on Prolific. Y'all heard the Queen. Remy, thank you, Queen. Angela says, hey, Teresa and Leonica. Celia says, it is over 200 questions, but girl, I'm telling y'all, after I finished all of those questions, the surveys just kept coming in so much more. So y'all heard it from the Queen. So again, if you are doing Prolific, maybe you're getting a few surveys. Now, they are slow right now because school is out. But maybe if you are limited and you're like, okay, I'm not really getting that many surveys, check that profile, Queen. Check the profile, Kings. Make sure that you have filled out all of those questions. Knitting Crochet says, I like the sandwich shops, and next week I'm doing my first drive-through chicken restaurant. All right. Go ahead, Queen. Jessica, hey. She says, awesome. Helen says, I just signed up for paid reader. I read every day, so I need that one. I read more than 80 books. I read more than 80 books so far this year. Okay. Go ahead, Helen. What's that, about 55, Helen? Congrats, Queen. Remy said they have a bunch of Popeyes to taste test a sandwich. I'm going to put that one in my not a bunch of Popeyes, Queen. She said she getting that one in the basket. Monique says they do be coming in, Celia, with colleges out for the summer. Those researchers aren't there to send out those surveys and studies in big numbers, but once they come back, it'll be a lot of them. Yes, it will. Remy said, we have a bunch in my area. Okay. Celia says, Helen, oh, I never heard of that one. How does that work? Teresa says, way to go, Helen. Have you tried Speechify to read your books audibly? And Celia says, oh, yeah, girl. Monique, Remy, you're welcome. And Helen says, somebody here mentioned this, Celia. Remy says, congrats to everyone getting money. William says, congrats, everybody. Monique says, the apartment shops. So if you're having issues, Monique, ask your scheduler. If it's something specific about the shop, most definitely ask the scheduler. We have it, Teresa. Okay. Um, Dr. J says, congrats, everyone. Hey, Queen T. She says, yes, definitely, because Prolific has surveys and interviewers. She says, wait a minute. Every day, she says, they send me surveys to my email sometimes too, interviews every day. William says, I suggest anyone using Echo take full advantage of everything you can do with Echo, not just the surveys. Be mindful to ask detailed, thought-provoking questions to get the points. All right. Echo is a non-phone side hustle. They mimic Chat GPT, where you're asking the bot questions and they are giving you points to do so. The points add up and you can cash out. I'm not sure, Kate. One of the queens mentioned this. She says, what's pay well? I didn't get it. Celia says, Helen, oh, okay. I have to look into that one. Hey, Meek. She says, hi, Carl and Chad. Helen says, Celia looks pretty good from what I see so far. Jessica says, happy Sunday, everyone. I just found your channel. And she says, I'm in Texas. Welcome, Queen. Texas is in the building. We got a lot of queens from Texas. Dr. J says, hey, Meeks. Celia says, hey, Boo Meeks. And Teresa says, hi, Meeks. And Dr. J says, hey, and welcome, Jessica. Meeks says, hey, Celia. Helen says, Teresa, I have used the Alexa to read books to me while I'm driving. I prefer reading them myself. I never heard of Speechify. Meeks says, hi, Teresa. And she says, I use Alexa's app. All right, Angela, 81 on Handshake, 28 on Branded. All right, girl. Congrats, Queen Angela. Queen Angela is another queen, everybody, that has a lot of side gigs and a side hustle. It is, Kate. Meek says, hi, Dr. J. Now, if you are on a phone, the links sometimes don't work on the phone from the live stream. So you may either have to come to the other live stream or turn your phone into the desktop version. Teresa says, I understand, Helen. For me, I prefer to listen while I read. Anybody else got any good news? We have a lot of good news on this live tonight. A lot of testimonies. Thank y'all so much for sharing your testimonies with the family. We appreciate each and every single one of you. So thank y'all so much. But if we have anybody else with any good news, yeah, be sure to hear in the chat. Helen says, Teresa, yep, I prefer reading books, but I listen to a lot of podcasts. Celia says, Jessica, welcome. Make sure you have a notebook and something to take notes with because you're going to be getting all kinds of info here. Thank you, Celia. Appreciate that, Queen. Angela says, welcome to all the newbies and congrats on all the wins. She says, let's finish the last week of June strong. All right, girl. So Latoya, she says, hey, I'm new here. Welcome, Queen. And I will be talking about felon-friendly remote jobs at the end of the stream. Jessica says, thank you, Silly. I'm taking lots of notes and sharing links. Journey with Jess, she says, just got approved and certified for 10 shops. Okay. With iShop. Okay, iShop for Ipsos. She says should total $110 and she will complete them on Tuesday. All right, girl. That is awesome news. Jess, congratulations, Queen. So again, everybody, if you are thinking about doing mystery shop, now I just posted what the company that she's getting these shops from. So that's one company to check out. But check out some of the other ones as well. You could be making a good $5,000 to $1,000 a month off of mystery shop sites, even more, because we do have a few queens in here that make more than $1,000 a month off of mystery shops. Queen Cynthia, she's not in here tonight, but this queen is signed up to over 100 mystery shop companies. So y'all be sure to take advantage of the mystery shop companies. You could do some of these shops and easily get a quick $50, $60, $100, $200. One of the queens had one shop that was paying her $300. I'm not sure what the shop was about, but she did state that she would be getting $300 for that one shop. We had somebody else to do an apartment shop, got over $100, one shop, one apartment shop. This queen was making, I want to say it was like $145, I think, for one apartment shop. Maybe an hour, 20 minutes of her time for $145. But just think if she was getting that every single week. That is some good part-time money. So if you are looking for a part-time job, take into consideration some of the side gigs and the side hustles. Because in actuality, if you go and work for a company, some of these companies are going to want 10, 15, 20, 25 hours a week. And you may only, for that entire week, you may only make $100, $200. Let's just say if you make $200 for that entire week of working, you walk away with $200. You could have went and did one shop and got $200. Think about that. Whereas you had to work 10 hours to get that $200. And then over here with the mystery shops, you could have did one or two shops and came up with $200 for 2 hours or less than 2 hours of your time. So think about that, queens. Don't shoot it down before you even try it. Try a few. See if, this is something that you would be interested in. Won't hurt to try and just see, because you never know. You may think twice about that part-time job. Ask Autism Mom. Autism Mom, you want a full-time work from home job? Autism Mom probably cussed me out. No, she does not. Hustler Helen, do you want a full-time remote job? No, they don't, because they make full-time income off of the side gigs and the side hustles, working whenever they want to. Ask Leonica, you want a full-time remote job? She probably will say, Kerr, are you crazy? No, I don't. They don't want it because they make enough money off of the side gigs and the side hustles to pay Mr. Bill every single month and take care of the household. Ask Meeks. Meeks, do you want a full-time remote job from home, girl? I'm pretty sure Meek's gonna look at me sideways and say, girl, please. No, I don't. Well, see, Hustler Helen answered the question. She said, no, I do not want a full-time remote job. Laugh out loud. And she don't have to have one. She does not have to have one. So if you are looking for a full-time or a part-time remote job, I'm not knocking the jobs. I'm just trying to help you get ahead in life. If you want to get the full-time job, get it. If you want to get the part-time job, get it. But just know that if you are not hearing back from people, it may not even be your resume. I think some people think like, oh, my resume is trash or it's my resume. That may not be it. It's a lot of people looking for a full-time and a part-time remote job. It's competition out there, and the competition now versus maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, it is tough. Capital TOUGH, tough. So in the meantime, everybody, get you some side gigs and some side hustles. Remy says, facts, Carl, and putting up with people who micromanage on the job. They don't want it, queens and kings. Remy, this queen here, she does Spark. Now, Remy, we've seen Remy's payment proof. Remy was hitting over 1,000 a week off of Spark, working whenever she wants to. Side hustle, everybody. Meeks just answered the question. Meeks says, no, ma'am. Been there and done that. They don't want it. They do not want the full-time jobs. They don't. So that should give you a little hope. Yeah, I'm looking for a full-time job, but if Carl is saying that I can do a mystery shop, some task-based sites, some survey sites, and I can pull in that type of income, yeah, I'm going to keep looking for a job, but hey, I may need to look over here in some of these side gigs and side hustles. Shanna says, me either, girl. So Shanna answered the question. She does not want a full-time remote job. Teresa has been here a long time. Been knowing Teresa since Alorica West at Home days back in 06. She don't want it either. She says, me either. They do not want the full-time jobs, everybody. But this is just to show some of you guys here that working side gigs and side hustles can be equivalent to working a full-time remote job. So just keep that in mind. And we're going to go on and get to these felon-friendly companies. And then I'm going to get off of here. I've been on here almost 2 hours. Wow, that time has gone by fast. But y'all keep that in mind. So if you missed anything that was stated in tonight's video, the video will stay up. It takes about 24 to 48 hours before the chat processes. I have no idea why that our stuff don't process when everybody else's get theirs, but ours, for some reason, it does not process. Remy say yes. Helen say laugh out loud. Shanna. Nakia says I want a remote job, but I have no experience with remote work. Look at the beginner friendly queen. I do have a link to a list of them. The only thing I do suggest is to make sure that they hire in your state before you apply. A lot of them are state specific, queen. But I just put the link in the chat. Teresa says, and we do our own schedule. Yeah. See, you said, just like the queen say, nobody's knocking the part-time or the full-time jobs. But in the meantime, in between time, she says, try these side hustles, y'all. I promise you it will be worth your time. Amen. Amen. And you guys can go back, look at some of the live streams from last week, the week before, just to kind of see what other queens and kings that may not be on tonight's live have said about the side gigs and the side hustles. Make sure you do that. Go back and just, take a look at some of the streams, see what other people are saying about whatever side hustle that they're doing. We have a lot of older kings and queens that come on these streams that do a lot. And I didn't even know it until they came on here. Like Earl, I didn't know how many eggs Earl had in the basket. I did not know that Hustling Reba over there was doing a lot of side gigs and side hustles. This queen is in her 70s. We had another older queen that used to come on a lot, and she'll email us from time to time, and she'll say, hey, I do watch the streams. I may not say anything, but I'm still doing my side gigs and side hustles. This queen was making over $2,000 a month off of the side gigs and side hustles, and she's in her 60s. So we do have a lot of older kings and queens that come on here that share information with the audience, but sometimes they don't say nothing. So sometimes we don't know that they're even on here, but they'll email and say, hey, I was on the live. I just want you to know I'm still doing my side hustles, or I'm doing this now. I got this side hustle egg. Y'all talked about this egg. I made sure I got that egg in my basket. So to the younger queens and kings, watch some of the replays so you guys can get some ideas on maybe what to do, what to start with. Check the live streams that we did last week. There were so many testimonies on the live stream from last week from different people. So let me drop this link in here. There are 10 companies on here with 10, I would say not companies, but 10 remote jobs on here. Some of these are part-time, beginner. A deco is on here. A deco, and I was saying earlier, for those of you that live in those hard to find remote job states, look at a deco. They are a felon-friendly company. And they do hire in several states all over the USA. So I did put them on here. I did find a job through them. And the link is in the chat, everybody. Okay, Queen, I'll put it in the chat. Latoya says, I just tried one of the mystery shop applications. Which one, Latoya? And what did they say? Did they ask that on the mystery shop application? If you were a felon? So the first one up on the link is a remote customer service agent, 17 an hour. It said New Brunswick, New Jersey is what it said. You must reside in the state of New Jersey. So for McQueens that were on here that live in New Jersey, this one could be lucrative for you guys. Now, if it is not your cup of tea, search a deco site. They do have a lot of remote jobs available. Even call them. I would say contact them if you just don't see anything, because you might miss something. Because sometimes if you put in your state, let me start there. If you put in New Jersey and they send you every last remote job that they have for your state, you still may have missed some, because sometimes it may say Arizona, but if you read the job description, it may say can live and work anywhere. The company may be located in Arizona, but the job description may say you can live anywhere in the US. Or it may be state specific, not just to Arizona, but it could say Arizona, Nevada, Mississippi, Georgia, Florida, Texas. So put in your state, see what comes up, and then go to like a specific category. So if you want to do like customer service, data entry, or whatever it is you're looking for, healthcare, put that in and see what comes up. Even if you don't see your state, and it's tedious, you might have to read the job description. It is tedious though, because that's a lot, because especially if 300-400 jobs come up. Or you can call a deco, reach out to them. Hey, I'm trying to find a remote job. I live in such and such, such and such, but they may have it in their database broke down to where they know all the companies that hire anywhere in the world. I don't even know if you can type anywhere and if jobs will come up. I didn't try to do that. I just typed in remote and this is what came up. So look at this one, my New Jersey kings and queens. If you know somebody in your state, in the state of New Jersey, looking for a remote job, make sure you guys share that information. Everrise is another one. Now, Everrise, they have a lot of states listed on this seasonal trainer health insurance. This is a full-time job. They are felon-friendly. So with this one, it says here, as a member of the Everrise family, you will be part of the global experience company that believes in being people first. This one says you would deliver new hire ongoing training with emphasis on customer service and sales skills, client product knowledge, as well as Everrise policies and procedures. Proficient and comfortable in training in a remote virtual training environment or brick and mortar, ability to train and facilitate via Adobe Connect. Now, I ain't gonna read all these because it's a lot. With this one, minimum of 1 year instructing in an adult learning environment, preferably in the contact center, customer service, or related industry. Undergrad degree in instructional design, English, or related discipline. Virtual online experience in blogging or teaching, excellent oral and written communication skills at all levels of the organization, demonstrated presentation and facilitation skills. So again, Everrise is felon-friendly. From time to time, they do have customer service. I didn't see it listed on the site. Hold on to the link if that's what you're looking for. They do post it. I just didn't see it today. The next one is with Everrise licensed health insurance agent. The fourth one is with Donata. The fifth one is with U-Haul. So U-Haul had several part-time ones. They had the remote live agent verification, the moving help agent, and the customer service escalations. Number 8. Let me see. Number 8 was Adecco. So Adecco has an administrative business partner. This one is paying $34 an hour. Now it said California on here. You are scheduling, maintaining, and updating calendar events and direct guidance, including proactive scheduling for executives, teams, and sites. So this one sounds like to me a virtual assistant is what it sounds like. And they just calling it administrative business partner, but it sounds like you are a virtual assistant because you are keeping up with the calendars and scheduling appointments and things like that. This is a Monday through Friday. It says 12-month assignment, weekly paychecks, $34 an hour. Now I said California, but again, I don't know if they're only specific to California. Number 9 is direct interactions. So direct interactions, they have one called Surge Team Agent, fully remote. This is seasonal, $15 an hour. So with this one, you must reside and legally able to work in the U.S., ideally able to respond within 1 or 2 hours of notification, passion for providing outstanding service, excellent verbal communication skills, including grammar and voice quality, ability to remain poised under pressure during back-to-back calls. So you will be talking on the phone with this one. And I think this one is like part-time because it says now the call center is open 24/7, peak times from 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. When in a surge, agents will be required to work at least 20 hours per week. So it's part-time. So y'all be sure to check this one out. Now this one is, they're not hiring in California, Washington, Illinois, Connecticut, or New York at this time. But if you live in any of the other states, then you are good to go with that one. The last one is VeriFast. VeriFast is a beginner-friendly one. This one is part-time, independent contractor. They do interviews, but sometimes they don't. So you just have to apply and see if you're going to have to do an interview or not. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. Right now, one of our queens did state on that last live stream that we did Friday that they have the political campaign project right now. They do pay out weekly and they are also state specific, part-time, beginner friendly. So y'all be sure to check out these companies. If you know somebody having a hard time and they're looking for a remote job, make sure you guys share the information with that person or those people. Hey, Queen Kizzy. She says, hi, Carl. I liked and shared. Thank you, Queen. You're welcome, Dana. See, I didn't know they asked that, Latoya. Try somebody else, Queen. I didn't know that they asked that question. Market force. Yeah, try somebody else. I got a list of them here. Somebody will let you in, Queen. Try Ellis also. Presto Shopper. Presto is a good one. Market force, they tripping. I did not know that they asked that. But I would try Gig Spot. I don't think Gig Spot asked that question. Presto Shopper. And maybe Ellis. Hey, Drea. So this one is Presto. Let's see, Gig Spot. And Ellis. Kizzy said, I took my assessments with Sagility, Concentrix, and CareNet. I passed Concentrix and Sagility. I'm waiting to hear back from CareNet. All right, Queen. Congrats. Congrats to you, Queen. That is good. All right, y'all. I'm getting ready to exit stage left. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. And I will catch y'all in the next live stream. Y'all be good. Y'all make a lot of money this week. Let's, like the Queen said, let's end the month of June strong. Bye, y'all. Good night, everybody. Thank y'all for joining me.